the mirror, been acquainted for some time, homie. So the stranger in the mirror, always on my side only. Mirror, mirror on the wall, don't fall or ever seem lonely. Something familiar in those eyes.
What is up, YouTube fam? It's your favorite unapologetic lesbian. Not back with another one. So, if you could tell from the title and the thumbnail, surgery while in recovery. Well, I've been in recovery for over 8.5 years. But prior to me getting clean from heroin, crack, and the needle, I had never had surgery. I guess you could say wisdom teeth. I know that's considered surgery, but I was put to sleep with laughing gas and not anesthesia. Well, a year ago, I had elbow surgery. And that was actually a prior, not surgery, but I had injured my elbow when I was younger from a dirt bike accident. I had actually went head first into a building. They thought they were going to have to take a piece of the bike off to bring with us to the hospital because it looked like it was impaled into my arm. It wasn't, thank God. But it did cause a piece of my elbow, the bone of my elbow, to break off. And it was just chilling, I guess you could say, in my elbow. In fact, there's a picture of it. And honestly, that was exploratory surgery. The surgeon that did the surgery, he even told me it was exploratory, that it would be a first of its kind, and he didn't know if he could get that piece of bone. Well, he did. He got the piece of bone, and he also had to repair every tendon and nerve all the way down to my bone. Well, that was a year ago. And about 6 months, I guess you could say, or 2 years ago. And then last year, I had my gallbladder removed. And that was at the end of last year. Now, in recovery, it seems like I'm having surgery a lot here now. And I say that because reason behind why there hasn't been videos just coming out like they normally do. Yeah, I've took a little break, but I was trying to do videos after that break. And then me and my wife, not to let y'all in, but to let y'all in slightly, sometimes we get a random hair up our butt and we'll sleep in the living room. This was one of those nights about 2 weeks ago, and I slammed my knee into the end table in our living room, not once, not twice, but 3 different times. And I've been to have x-rays. Thankfully, there is nothing wrong with the bones. The bones are bruised from over the year trauma, but they look good. Now I go for an MRI. Me, my doctor, and my wife all, and I think the orthopedic also agrees, we all believe that it's tendon related, but I haven't been able to sit at the computer longer than like 30 to 45 minutes without my knee just in excruciating pain. Well, I'm still sitting here in pain, but it's not as bad. I've been told by my orthopedic to walk with crutches, do RICE, rest, ice, compression, and elevation, which is what I've been doing. So I'm going to sit here and explain a little bit about surgery in recovery. And then I've got 2 reactions that I'm doing. But the being in recovery and having surgery, that is actually, to me, I can only give my experience now, but to me, that is actually the first time I heard I had to have surgery, which was my elbow. I was terrified because pain pills is what started my addiction. And you got to have pain pills after surgery. That's just, you have to. Well, I will say, with my elbow surgery and the removal of my gallbladder, I was given painkillers for obvious reasons. And I flushed. Half or over half of the prescription, I did end up flushing because I didn't need the medicine anymore. Now, that was my choice. I am not recommending doing that. Listen to your doctor. But for me, the pain got to where I could handle it, and I didn't want the pain pills anymore. I didn't need them in my mind. And my doctors are aware of that, and they actually congratulated me on that. But it is possible. And, you know, when I was taking them, I had help. My wife would help me. My brother, my sister-in-law, my dad, at the time, my mom. Like, I did have help when it came to that. So I didn't have control of that bottle. Somebody else had control of it. I had an alarm set on my phone for every time I needed to take the medicine. And granted, there were times the alarm would go off and I wouldn't need it. In fact, that's how I caught on to, hey, maybe I don't need the medication. Because one day, my alarm went off like 3 times, and I didn't need any of it. I didn't take any medication that day. And I was like, wait a minute. And I was good. I was. Like, it is possible to be in recovery and have surgery and come out of surgery and still be in your recovery. And yes, pain pills is what started my addiction, but I did not relapse during the taking of the prescribed painkillers. That's where it will get a lot of people. They'll take and they won't stop. Well, I don't want that shit. I stopped. In AA, rehab, they tell you it's a lot of mind over matter. You hear that a lot. It's mind over matter. It's your mind. It's a constant battle with yourself. That's what it is. It is a constant battle with yourself to tell yourself no. You have to have a lot of self-discipline. That's what I've come to realize. A lot of it. Because I ain't got nothing to hide. There has been days that I've wanted to go backwards. But I know I have a family. I know there's beautiful babies depending on me. I know there's other people than just my babies depending on me. When those times comes, I have to look at myself in the mirror and constantly tell myself no. I have to sit here and fight with my own self over wanting something that is bad for myself, wanting something that has the potential to make it to where I'm not here anymore. I can't see our beautiful babies grow up, live their lives. I can't see the future me and my wife have. I keep that in the back of my head. I do. And in those moments, I can say that craving, that urge, sometimes it can get louder than that. But I still fight through it. And I'm saying all of this because I know there are people that struggle. And I'm not saying I know these people personally, no. I know there are people struggling with addiction. It's a horrible thing right now. I'm just saying all this because, again, I'm living proof. And it is possible. You just got to set your mind to it. Make your recovery your everything. Make it your life. It may seem like you're being a little selfish, but you're not. You're giving yourself the ultimate self-love by saying no to something that could potentially make you not here anymore. To me, that is the ultimate self-love. You're choosing yourself over what you want, what your mind is telling you want, what your mind can trick you into believing you need. But I just wanted to make this video to show that you can have surgery in recovery and be still in recovery. Now, my knee, we're not 100% sure if I have to have surgery or not. We're not. I have to go for an MRI and go from there. There's a process to it. Like, I knew whenever I went in for x-rays that the x-rays were pointless. Because it's my body and I can tell and feel what's going on, and there's something not right with my right knee, but it's not my bones. So, process of elimination. The bones are eliminated now. Now the next thing to eliminate is the ligaments, the tendons, and the nerves. And that's what we're going for next. So, I will keep y'all updated on that. But that is why videos are slowly coming out. It's not because I don't want to. It's not because of anything. It's literally because I physically can't at times. Like, when I say I was told by my orthopedic to walk with crutches, I'm not joking. The past couple of days, these crutches have been in reaching distance of me at all times. I think there's been a handful of times, not even, that I've been able to walk through the house without them. Because my pain, for those of y'all that do know, and y'all should, because when you go to the hospital or the doctor and they ask you your pain scale, my pain has stayed at a 7-8 since this happened, and it's not went anywhere. And my doctor and my orthopedic is aware of that. They are fully aware of that. And by the way, I have nothing to help with the pain. The only thing I have to help with the pain is Tylenol, aspirin, ibuprofen, and rice. Rest, ice, compression, elevation. So that's why the videos are spotty and slowly coming out. I'm going to try my hardest to get them out, but I can only go as much as my body allows me. So, with that being said, if I can do it, you can do it. Believe in yourself. That's all I'm asking. And with that, I've got 2 reactions I'm getting ready to do. The first one is Big Cash Youngin. And the second one, oh, I forgot who the second one was. Brain fart. That comes with drug addiction. When you shoot up the heroin, that comes with it. You tend to have brain lapses where you forget just like that, and then just randomly, pow, it'll hit you right back. But I do have 2 reactions coming, so be on the lookout for those. And remember to give yourself love. Remember that. And remember, you can tell yourself no. Might make you mad, might make you upset with yourself, but you'll be thankful in the long run. Yeah. Y'all have a good rest of your Saturday. And I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.
Hating me, there better be a reason why. Or we're sorry, your call